What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be running over whether the altcoin markets are dead. I'm going to be running over the altcoin dominance, talking a little bit about what happened in the last cycles with altcoins, and show you a little bit about how these markets turn around, especially when everybody thinks they won't. So if you want some updates on some of your favorite coins, some of these coins I will be covering today are Filecoin, BitShares, XLM, Energy, Near, Solana, and XMR. There's going to be a lot of people that are wondering, are these coins dead? So I'd like to address that today and cover from a technical analysis perspective what is going on with these projects and show you kind of how the whales actually buy stuff that people think is dead. So it's going to be a very, very awesome video. Make sure you stay clear till the very end. Also, subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have suggestions for coins. Quite a few of these coins in today's video are coins that I have already purchased and coins that people wanted updates on. So definitely comment below if you have some coins you want updates on or even just some analysis on. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So people are wondering, are altcoins dead? And really they're actually wondering, is the whole market dead, including Bitcoin? There's a few people that are like, okay, I'm going to go all in on Bitcoin right now because my alts are down, which I'll address in a little bit. But there's a lot of people that are screaming that this is a dead market. They're screaming that with stocks. They're screaming that with crypto. So I'd like to address kind of what's going on here. There's going to be a lot of public media, a lot of news. You'll see a lot of people trying to say that this world is going to fall apart and that all these investments are going to go to zero. And although I do agree that this world is falling apart in many ways, right? Nobody wants to deny that. You can't just automatically assume because of a few things you're seeing on the news or a few posts you see on Twitter that somehow the entire world is going to lose all of its value. You have to understand that investors lock their money in certain things for a reason. It's because they can set it and forget it. And so the idea that investments are just going to lose 80-90% of their value overnight is delusional. That comes from people basing their analysis on fear, on news, on other traders that are getting emotional. And so that emotion jades their ability to see clearly. It affects their ability to see clearly. So with the altcoin market cap here, this is market cap dominance. So when the prices are near the bottom of this channel, altcoins are oversold, meaning they're undervalued. When prices are near the top of this channel, altcoins are overvalued. When it's in the middle, it's kind of the median line. We call that true valuation. It's not under or overvalued. You can see what has happened here. And right before every single altcoin season, prices came down near the bottom of this channel before rallying up to either the median line at true valuation or the resistance line at overvaluation up here. Now you can see altcoin dominance did the same thing before our alt season in 2021. And if you look, we're doing the same thing again. Now this altcoin dominance could stop right now. It's at 57%. You see on the last three back here, it stopped above the channel. It didn't quite test the bottom of that channel. It didn't ever get fully oversold. But you can see that we're actually pretty much the most oversold we have been in altcoins since December of 2020 that led us into the last altcoin season where Dogecoin went so high and everything was super profitable. So you're going to have a lot of traders, a lot of people that just because of news events, just because of fear, will deny themselves of the truth. And the truth is actually that altcoins are showing extreme undervaluation, the type of undervaluation that we haven't seen since December of 2016, or December of 2020, or December of 2015, or even December, roughly, well, actually closer to August of 2014. Isn't it interesting how this market has continually been oversold and recovered? That's because of human emotion, human psychology. We panic, we get scared, and we make impulsive decisions. So are altcoins dead? No. Will the public media, will emotional traders, will the news want you to think that the world is going to end right now, that everything will drop 80 to 90% right now? Yes. Because big players are still in the game. So right now they're capitalizing on your fear. They're profiting on your stupidity. So that's really useful to understand, because you don't get tossed around with the news articles. You don't end up being one of those people that does get caught up in the market. So the altcoin market cap dominance looks very bullish, you guys. Let's get into a few of these altcoins to show you just what I'm seeing. Here's one example. This is Filecoin, a coin that I'm very bullish on. What we have here is a standard zigzag correction. So you can type in zigzag correction on Google and you will see a lot of really good examples of zigzag Elliott wave. This is a zigzag ABC, A, B, and C. As you can see, there's always 5 waves down from 0 to A, then there's an ABC up from A to B, and then there's 5 waves down again from B to C. So this correction should be complete. Both the macro wave, the ABC, and the micro wave, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, ABC up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, to complete the subwaves inside of the macro ABC that we see. So that's really good. That's in fact one of the most bullish patterns I've ever learned how to trade. One of the most profitable patterns I have ever applied in these markets. So let's go back to Bitcoin here, and you'll see a really prime example of this same type of zigzag correction in 2015. So let's take a quick look at this here. And by the way, you guys, this is also the same structure that Dogecoin has. So if you don't follow my Twitter, go ahead and follow that. For my free viewers, I do show you guys the structure, right? So that you can position yourself correctly. Now, where I'm taking targets and stuff, that is more directed to the VIPs, but you guys can make a ton of money just going on my Twitter and learning a little bit from my free stuff. You really can, especially if you learn about these Elliott wave corrections. So you can see Filecoin up here on the top. Then you see Bitcoin down here on the bottom. When I got into Bitcoin in 2015, this is the pattern that I saw. I didn't know much about trading or anything, but I did know that it looked like it was down, looked like it was undervalued rather than overvalued, and so I just kind of bought some. I thought it was maybe cool technology. My little brother had told me about it. I'm like, that sounds like a total scam. There's no way that digital money can be real. You can't mine money with your computer. I was like, that's the stupidest thing ever. But then I looked into the technology and I was like, Caleb, wow, you're so smart, man. Bitcoin is actually amazing. This is such a cool technology. So I bought some, and actually just the perfect entry at just under $200 on Coinbase, and it went all the way to $20,000 afterwards. But I always remembered this pattern. I never forgot it, right? Because if you make a lot of money on something, you're going to probably remember the pattern. And this pattern is profitable. This pattern is memorable. It's easy to see. And any beginner can learn how to spot this pattern out and reduce the fear of the market so that you're buying wave C when everybody else is getting more and more scared. You're actually getting more and more confident. A complete polar opposite of what the majority of the market's doing. Okay, so let's look at BitShares. You know, some people say, oh, BitShares is a dead coin. It can't ever recover. There's so many dead coins, right? What about all those coins from 2017, Dallin, that haven't broke above their all-time highs? Let's look into the market structure a little bit here. What do we know about Elliott waves? Well, we know that Elliott waves always has 5 waves up and an ABC correction. Look what happened to BitShares. This was March 20th. So right here, or let me go back here. Let's see here. Actually, this was March 20th at wave 0, but in December 20th, right here in wave 2, December 20th would have been the exact altcoin bottom in December 20th on our market cap chart where it tested the bottom of support. And you can see from that first sell-off, we went all the way up in parabolic here. So this altcoin still rose. It saw an alt season from the bottom in December 2020 into January and April of 2021 as we really started to go parabolic here. And you can see that we made 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we made our 5th wave. And then this coin did an ABC corrective wave. So this is going to be A, B, and then we get our C wave down here. And just like our other correction, there are 5 waves between B to C. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and our 5th wave is either done or has one more lower low, is really close to being done, but who cares? Look, why would you sell at the bottom of wave C? The highest probability for reversal, the maximum point of financial opportunity is in wave C. Do I think it will make a lower low? No. The reason is because Elliott wave theory has rules. And one of the rules is you can't break below wave 0. Wave 0 is right here, basically at current price. So this is actually the point of maximum financial opportunity, not risk. And when you study the market cycle chart, which by the way, the market cycle is basically just another way of mapping out an Elliott wave cycle. Market cycle, Elliott wave cycle, it's the same thing, right? There's 5 waves up in an ABC in a market cycle or an Elliott cycle. So this depression phase down here, if you look on the chart where it's all red right here, maximum financial opportunity, right? So this is actually the most profitable point of the cycle to be buying near the bottom of wave C. This would have been anger, and this is depression down here in wave C on BitShares, which lines up with this type of depression on the market cycle chart. So you might even see people saying, or psychologically, or you might even feel yourself, my retirement money is lost. How can we pay the bills for all this new stuff? I'm an idiot. That is because psychologically, that is the exact point of the market cycle that we're in. So if you're having that thought, don't give into it. Do the opposite of it, because it's actually the point of maximum financial opportunity. So is BitShares bullish? Is Filecoin bullish? Yes. Everything from a technical analysis perspective is suggesting continuation. And so I'm very, very bullish on these coins. So let's take a look at XRP real quick here, or XLM. XRP is one I'm bullish on too, you guys. What do we see here? Again, this would have been December of 2020. Here's Altseason, right? There's December of 2020. Here's Altseason in 2021. So let's look here. If we're coming back down to this major support and preparing for another Altseason, we could go from 57% dominance all the way up to 100% or higher. By the way, this could be the cycle in which we flip where altcoins actually rise above the dominance of Bitcoin, which is opposite of what people want to hear right now, because there's a lot of people panic selling their altcoins into Bitcoin because we're getting ready for another alt season. And you have to shake out dumb money, just like we did with Bitcoin right here from 67,000 down to 36. This is a shakeout. All the new money, all the dumb money panic sells before the move coming. And you have to have that type of panic sell before we can get a move up. So altcoins did that same panic sell. Right now, they're doing that same panic sell. So people don't want to hear that people don't want to hear that altcoins could outperform Bitcoin over the next year. They don't want to hear that, right? Because they're panic selling their altcoins for Bitcoin to reduce risk, They have a risk-off mentality right now, and they should have a risk-on. Right? 80 to 90% of the market loses money. So if that's true, then we absolutely have to have shakeouts before large climbs, before large rises in the markets. It would not be good if we didn't have markets do Elliott wave 4 waves before 5 waves, or Elliott wave 2 waves before 3 waves. Right? That's not healthy. That's not showing a sign of a market that is expanding and contracting and growing in a healthy way. But this is. This is actually showing signs of health in Bitcoin for us to have the shakeout here. We have a 1, 2 wave, 3, and 4. Now, when I say altcoins will outperform Bitcoin, in a bull market, Bitcoin will still rise. Right? So we're still going to get this 5th wave, but it would be unhealthy for us not to have a 3 and a 4 wave, for us not to have a 2 wave. Before we have a 5, you have to shake out investors here, and you have to shake out investors here. So yeah, a lot of people will be panic selling their altcoins for Bitcoin, and I'm not saying Bitcoin isn't going to rise. This is a bull market. Of course it's going to rise. But altcoins will do a higher percentage gain, and so they're actually reducing risk when they should be taking risk on. They should have a risk on mentality. And yeah, so right now I'm going risk on, you guys. I'm getting as much money in these markets as I possibly can. I'm not taking risk off. I'm not taking short positions. I'm going long, buying these dips. So, you guys, is XLM bullish? Does it show signs of continuation? Absolutely. We're nearing the bottom of a correction in altcoins. And just like BitShares, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up and an ABC. And if you guys think that fundamentals or news moves these markets, those things may have a short-term effect on price or a subtle effect on buy orders or sell orders, but what moves these markets is human emotion. Otherwise, Akita Inu wouldn't have done 6,000% in the last cycle, right? I'm not saying that those projects don't have some real value, but meme coins rise because of emotion, not because of logic, right? Now, am I bullish on meme coins because of emotional psychology? Yes. I'm bullish on Dogecoin, I'm bullish on Shiba, I'm bullish on Akita. Those coins are heavily undervalued, right? The whole altcoin market's undervalued. But will I base my emotion on whether there's a news event? No. Every time I've ever done that, I lost money. Every time I did opposite of that, people came back to my videos later and said, oh, maybe this technical analysis thing has something to it. You know, maybe the news, maybe the media does paint pictures that they want you to see and not what you need to see, right? It's almost like public news and media has been a way that man has been controlled since the dawn of time in various ways, right? It's just we didn't have newspapers and stuff that we do now. So just be aware that not everybody in this world has your best intentions when it comes to the financial markets, especially when it comes to $1 billion institutional money that can manipulate markets with news and get you to panic sell in wave C, where they're buying as a result of technical analysis. They're getting you to panic sell as a result of news, right? So, and I'm not saying everybody in the investing world is evil either. There's a lot of really, really good people out there that are just trying to help people, but also be aware that there's absolutely corruption in this world, right? And there's a lot of corruption in financial institutions. So if you just blindly trust the news, you're exposing yourself to potential corruption. All right, so energy. Do I think XLM is going to rise? Yes, it's completed wave C. It reminds me a lot of Zilliqa before its breakout, by the way. Reminds me almost identical of Zilliqa's ABC, 5 waves up ABC correction. So XLM could do this any moment. And by the way, Zilliqa is coming back down to test important buy zones between the 786 and the 88. So this is actually undervalued as well, because altcoins follow each other, right? This is altcoin market dominance, so they're going to be undervalued together and overvalued together. So is Zilliqa going to recover? Yeah. Is XLM going to do the move that Zilliqa did? Very, very high potential here with how much undervaluation we see inside of the markets. Okay, so let's open up energy. Energy is another example of just what I'm teaching in these markets. So I'm going to pull up energy on the dollar chart so you guys can learn a little bit more here. Now, energy is another prime example of a market cycle. Okay. Basically, what we have here is we have a first sell-off pattern down here. Now, this is a really wide cycle. It's even wider than some, but that shows heavy accumulation. That shows that through this entire period right here, somebody's been very interested in price. So we get a euphoria right here. Then we get an ABC correction back down, right? But this corrective wave ended up being a unique correction. We ended up getting extended correction. So this ended up being a W, X, Y, X, Z correction. Now, the reason I know that is because I have taken the time to study some advanced Elliott wave corrections, and advanced Elliott wave corrections have all ABC subwaves, and you'll very quickly see here that in order to make sense of this market cycle on energy, you do have to understand a little bit more complex Elliott wave theory, which is really fun to learn in some stuff that I do teach in more advanced sessions of the mastermind webinars. In my mastermind webinars last week, I was teaching some of the basics of Elliott wave theory. I'd love to have you on the team. I just got some new members on last night. It is limited seating. I've got like 15 people in there right now, 16 now, and I will cut it off at a certain point. And the opportunity in these markets won't be forever. So you got to take advantage of the chance to learn this stuff while you can. But if the mastermind's something you're interested in, check out towards the end of this video, because you can learn about these advanced Elliott wave corrections, and you can learn about the basic Elliott wave corrections too, right? Like what we're seeing in BitShares and Filecoin, in XLM. Those are all common Elliott wave corrections. Energy here, slightly more advanced Elliott wave. Who cares? It's extremely undervalued. Buying wave Z is exactly like buying wave C. It's the completion event of an Elliott wave correction. And so just because this is a more advanced correction doesn't mean that it's less of an opportunity. It just means that noobs won't be able to see it. But right here, we actually have falling wedge structure as well, which is extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. So this type of accumulation pattern I've seen many times over, and I'm bullish on energy. You know, I've been bullish for a while. I've been bullish since 2020, right? Because you start buying, like once wave 5 is done, you want to start accumulating these corrections. So that's why some people could be like, oh, well, Dallin, you're such a permabull. You've been bullish on these markets since like 2020, right? I'm not a permabull. I buy fear. A permabull would live in the delusion that you go up forever. That's not true. So there's a lot of opportunity in these markets, you guys. And energy is just one of them. Okay, we got a couple more coins to finish here. Then we will go into some information about that mastermind. Energy is a prime example of what market cycles look like, you guys. If you don't know about these market cycles, I will share with you one little chart in my VIP group. I normally don't. Don't do that kind of thing here. So let me just go ahead and pull this up right here. All right, here it is. So as you can see here, this is a little example of a market cycle chart that I drew on Paint. And what I want you to pay attention here with NEAR is actually what happened to Litecoin right before Litecoin went from being worth about $100 up to $400. Now, NEAR is worth $11, so it's not going to go to 400, might go to like Not going to go into targets. It is a VIP situation, but it will expand up above 11 and start making new all-time highs, right? It's because of a market cycle. It's in a steady upward accumulation, an expanding channel, and it's getting ready to go into a euphoria phase, right? The altcoin markets are undervalued, then we should see that going across the board in these coins. And let me show you, when I say I've seen these cycles before and I've seen these patterns before, here's a prime example of that exact type of structure on Litecoin that happened, by the way. So we get these types of upward trending accumulations. They're all going to look a little bit different. No two cycles are exactly the same, but they all rhyme. So think like a musician, kind of. But you can see here that this pattern is identical to what NEAR is doing. It just, NEAR has not had this kind of parabolic run yet, right? So NEAR is like right here, getting ready to go parabolic in its cycle, and Litecoin is a prime example of that already having happened in the past, an example of what that looks like when those cycles do play out. And by the way, you guys, Litecoin is kind of the same situation as XLM on the short term. If we're undervalued on a lot of altcoin markets, you will see here with Litecoin that we also did 5 waves up and an ABC correction. So buying wave C is what? Point of maximum financial opportunity. Or like I said, if it's a complicated correction, then buying wave Y or buying wave Z, or if it's a triangle correction, buying wave E is the point of maximum financial opportunity, like on XRP right now. So check out my previous videos for updates on XRPK. We got 2 more coins here, and then we're going to call it a day. Don't want to go too long in this session. Got some other exciting stuff to do today. But what do we see on Solana, you guys? What do we know about market cycles? Well, there's a first sell-off, there's a euphoria, and then there's an ABC correction. And remember how I said these cycles are all similar, but no two are, well, sometimes they're exactly, but it's rare that they're exactly the same. Well, they're all going to stop on different levels. So we have 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up here on Solana. Then what do we get? An A, B, C correction. Now we're starting to do a double bottom, so this could be the beginning of our new cycle. But look here. Some of the altcoins that we've been looking at stopped on the 786 or the 88% retracements. Some of these coins that are more bullish, like Binance, like Solana, they're stopping on the 50% and the 618. And when I say more bullish, I'm not saying that they're going to see a higher percentage gains than some of the others. I'm saying that whales are maintaining price. They're holding price up here because they have large positions. And so they're sustaining the price on the 618. They're defending the 618 as opposed to defending the 786 or the 88. The reason they let the other coins drop all the way down to those levels is because they don't care. They love buying higher risk setups at the 786 or the 88% retracement. They enjoy buying something that's extremely undervalued. But also those ones that go to those levels are going to be lower in market cap for the most part. And so they're going to be higher risk, right? So the whales are going to put more of their money in the ones that are higher market cap just as a result of risk, because they don't want to put too much risk on. There's a balance there. So is Solana undervalued? Yes. Is it dropping onto the 618? Absolutely. Are some of the other coins dropping onto the 786? Yes. Should you be aware of that? Yes. It will help you a lot with these cycles. It'll help you understand what's going on. And it'll help you buy near that 618 and that 786 and that 88 level where the big money is playing. Because they use those same levels and they have a consistent trading plan. So is Solana bullish? Yeah, it's worth $87. It reminds me a lot of Bitcoin in its first sell-off pattern that we see right here. Oh, it actually isn't on that chart. Or that one. It's on this one, though. All right, so here's our first sell-off on Bitcoin before we led to a parabolic run. And what I suggest to you, what I want you to be aware of, be open-minded of, is that same first sell-off that happened on Bitcoin, right? Every market cycle has a disbelief. It's called first sell-off on some charts. It's called disbelief on others. Depends on who created the example of the market cycle. But that is right here. What I'm suggesting to you is that's right here on Solana, and that we're getting ready to go parabolic, just like how Bitcoin did right here, and then went parabolic right here. Right? And again, targets are VIP information, but for the free viewers, I'm happy to show you that this is undervalued, that you can earn a lot of money off buying these corrections. Okay, the last coin, you guys, is Monero, one that I'm very, very excited about. This is another prime example of the way these market cycles work. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, an extended fifth wave. Then we get an ABC correction, back down onto our major support level. That C wave stopped at basically between the 4 wave and the 1 wave in this zone down here. And we start a new market cycle. And when a market cycle begins again, it creates what's called a sucker's rally. It goes from being in depression and it starts to rise. They call that a sucker's rally. It comes back down one more time. That's what's going on right here. So after the sucker's rally right here, it comes and tests one more time like it's doing right now. And that's exactly what XMR did. So is it repeating? Is it starting a new cycle? Is it undervalued like the whole market cap, the whole altcoin market cap is right now? Technical analysis would suggest very strongly that Monero is nearly done with its ABC correction. So again, people say, Dallin, are you a perma bull? You know, you've been bullish you've been bullish on altcoins. You've been super bullish on altcoins since 2020 during the COVID crash. That's when I really started to get bullish. No, I'm not perma bullish, you guys. Being bullish all through this area is maintaining bullish conviction because I understand what's going on in a bigger picture trend, right? I understand that we're getting near the completion of a wave C, and as a result of a bigger picture trend, we will see a reversal in this market. So it's not being perma bullish to maintain bullish conviction because you know what big picture targets are headed to. The public might believe differently, right? Well, a correction happens. But the worst thing you could do would be to switch bearish at the bottom of that, right? If you know where prices are going, why would you switch? So sometimes, yeah, maintaining bullish conviction through corrections is actually one of the most profitable things you can do. It's selling in wave C that creates that loss from being unrealized to realized, meaning that it wouldn't have been a loss if you didn't sell. Because once the market recovers, your loss would not be a loss anymore. So you only ensure that you lose money if you sell, right? So you guys, I'm very bullish on XMR, on Filecoin, on BitShares, on XLM, on Energy, on Near, on Solana, on Bitcoin, on the market cap as a whole. Altcoins look more undervalued than Bitcoin does, but I think Bitcoin is going to see a huge climb here to sustain the growth in altcoins as well. But the percentage gain won't be as big because it's higher in market cap. It's like a giant yacht instead of all these altcoins like little speedboats, right? So if you're interested in mastering this stuff, then my mastermind program is definitely for you. Apply below. It just takes a few minutes to fill out this simple form. I'll get on the phone with you, and I'd be happy to make you part of the team. But you have to understand the opportunity is right now. And I really don't say that as a marketing perspective. Like, when you guys come 3 months down the road and in the future, you know, as these coins are going parabolic, I'm going to be taking profits, right? And so when I say the opportunity is now, it's because I want you guys to buy while there's 45 times gains. I want you to see 10 times at least in your portfolio. I'd like to help you make your first 100K or your first million, or even recover from any losses that you've experienced, with some one-on-one help and live sessions every weekend. For 12 weeks, by the way, you get to learn literally all of the trading secrets I learned from top trading desks. Where the whales are buying, where the big banks are buying, what levels they use to position themselves in the market. So if you want to learn how to maybe recover on those losses and take profits near the top and the bottom better, position yourself in those cycles, be able to maintain emotional stability so you don't panic sell bottoms. If you really want to master these markets, the mastermind is for you. Anybody that is a lifetime member, I do take 50% off of the price, which makes that program go from being $4,999, which, by the way, the value of the program is closer to $20,000. You literally get to see me turn $10,000 into $100,000 live with a live link. But yeah, that takes it from being $4,999 down to $2,499. So if you want to become a mastermind member today, master this stuff over the next 12 weeks, I would be more than happy to have you join inside of the program and help you make your first 100,000 or your first million. But it is limited seating and the opportunity won't be here forever. So take advantage of it now so you don't have to come back to me later and be like, these markets mooned, Dallin, and I didn't buy into your program, and I didn't learn how to make 10 times on my money, and I didn't learn how to recover on my losses, and I could have made so much more. So don't be that guy. You've looked back at yourself over and over in these markets, I'm sure, and said, oh, I wish I would have done that, or I wish I would have bought then, or I wish I wouldn't have sold all my things there. Don't do that twice. Change. To actually improve, you need to change. So you have to transform yourself, meaning you can't do the same things you were doing before. So if you want to transform yourself, if you want to change yourself today, apply to the mastermind program below. I'll get on the phone with you. If I'm doing something, my business stuff, I might have my cousin Monson, but one of us will get you inside the program, and you can tune in with me live this Saturday. And I even do one-on-one kind of coaching for my mastermind members as needed, not every single week. So I'd love to hop on personal calls with you via Zoom. And I'd love to have you join in on the mastermind live sessions on the weekends. Like I said, I give you 50% off if you're a lifetime member, making it only $2,499 to get started today. And if you're not a lifetime member, it's only $4,999 to make your first 10 times in the market, which means you can make your first 100K or your first million starting with as little as $10,000. So huge opportunity here in the markets. Don't let it pass you by. Transform your life today. Apply below. And I look forward to seeing you guys in these future updates on my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. I love the VIP members. I love the mastermind members. I love my free viewers, you guys. I love you. They watch these videos, that support me in what I'm doing here. And hopefully I'm making a difference in these videos somehow. Hopefully I'm helping some people avoid panic selling and make some money on these markets. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in those future updates. And as always, stay profitable out there.